Welcome to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Renew. And today, we got a love reading with some jazzy vibes. Love reading with some jazzy vibes. So, let's get into it. I feel pretty good doing this, man, because haven't really done this in a while. But how this works for all the new people is I go through the whole deck and I let the deck tell the story. That's it. And so I like to see this as like a movie, because to me it's a movie plan. But I like to tell this story like it's a movie. And with that movie being shown, we go through all the cards and we see the ups and downs. We let the cards lay and they show us the direction of the energy, which is like the focus on the character. And, I think this is pretty good. And when it's the love story, it'd be crazy because, like, damn near anything can come out. Um, Sometimes I even get my own messages. I don't know why. I'm gonna just be frank. It's been kind of hard, like trying to date and shit, just because part of me is like, I need to get my money right, I need to get my shit right. But then I realized that I'm pretty right already in so many ways. And it's like I've been doing so many things and I had a nice new envisionment. And today on that envisionment, I saw myself walking up a spiraling staircase. And I could see it had no cap, so it was just a staircase straight to the outside. And I could just see a light shining down. And I remembered that I was in that same tower, looking up. But since the tower moment and that top got blown off that tower, it let me get out of that three of hearts, the three of swords, I mean. And when I got out, by getting up, I realized that the stairs on the spiraling staircase were laid by me. It was all my accomplishments, all of them, whether they was a small smiling through pain, whether it was not being triggered, maybe it was, a physical moment like writing one of my books, teaching one of my classes, watching one of my students improve, watching the trees blow in the wind, just feeling peaceful. All of these moments, a common one is meditating under a waterfall. That shit is in my mind a lot. Meditating by waterfalls, just hearing the water rush, feeling that energy. Even when I got fucked up people walking around me trying to distract me, it's just like all a part of it. And all of those things were stairs. And as I stepped on these stairs, found my way up, it wasn't about looking at the things that were making the steps. It was about holding on to the vision of me stepping up on the step over and over and over, because I'm just holding the picture of me climbing up. And that was a beautiful thing. That showed me, like, I really do love myself, man. And I got a lot of love to give. And I am scared to give it, but I'm not scared to give it. I am prepared. But it's like, if I have to expand my range of preparedness, it does get hard. Like, nobody wants to, like, get into a relationship and then, marry a person and then that person just be like a cheater or like stealing from you or a gold digger or a liar. Nobody wants that shit. So it's just like, how do I prepare myself further? How do I get better prepared for things that I don't want without dampening the mood? You just expand, you grow, and you become more comfortable with those things happening not to you, but to the story you're living, to the step that you can step on and reach the new as you go up and up outside of that burnt down tower. You can always pick yourself up because you know you're going to lay another step down for yourself. And that is love, man. And I'm willing to do that for another person. But I know that what is required of me is I require that a person lay down a step for themselves too. Because I'm going to lay it down for myself. You need to be able to lay it down for yourself and then be willing to lay it down for me when I gotta skip a step. Now, you don't need to skip that step. Here you go. Be comfortable. Take your time. I got you. I'll support you. I'll replace that step that you're missing. So, because that's the energy that I'm talking, that's the vibes that I'm feeling for this love reading. So we'll see. I think we're going to see a story about learning how you can be the energy that supports another one wholeheartedly, unconditionally, by changing how we view things from an internal space, by increasing our own internal awareness, by contracting what we are and what we value, and releasing, cleaning out the closet, having a yard sale, getting rid of stuff, just doing a spring clean on your energy internally. Tower moment. This shit gotta go. But instead of letting it go, you leave. You take the stairs out of that space and you climb up that staircase. And you become a brand new person as you take every step. Because you're realizing it's you who is creating the steps for you to take next. So, my next step, especially in this love thing, is to just hold space more and more and hope that this love thing work. Get over the past. Get on to the future. And know that every step I take is the present moment of my present future. A future is past moment as I keep stepping and stepping. A future's past moment as we grow and grow. That's the love message. Stepping into a new understanding of who we are when we're with other people. So, as I keep being energetically drawn back to this person who I met so long ago, I can't help but think that, we have a space to grow with each other. I've only met this person once. That's crazy. But I've had interactions with this person a few different times. And it's like, it was all new. And everything changed. And I sought her out because I needed some help. She didn't fucking, she didn't lack in that help. But I reached the deeper part of myself, and I don't think she has. And I think that's why she stuck me. But she's exploring new things. It's weird. But I'm saying this because I recall my students at the time, they was, they were making me feel a certain way, and they was trying to, clown me. And then they was, they kids being kids, let's just say that. And they was showing me that, we would be good together, and I thought we would have been too. And then some things happened, then some more things happened, and then distance happened, some more things happened, and then more and more and more keep happening without changes. But internally, I know we've been cleaning up our closets because I haven't really been thinking about this person. And then this last week started checking up. And then now I woke up like I had a dream again, and it was just like full moon energy vibe. I've been here before. I've seen this cycle. So I see the cycle. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't continue to like suppress these emotions. I just gotta accept that I feel this way. Even though I now see more, I've increased my range. I can now appreciate other aspects of the situation that could be, and then if anything else happens, it's cool. But it's just like because I'm cautious, that's a positive. But because I'm cautiously open, that's even more of a positive. Now we get into exponentials. We're growing, we're expanding. And again, that's the story. This is the love story, again, that's been on my mind, the energy that I've been feeling. That's just showing up as an example of myself. So if you didn't want to hear that part, that's cool. We're about to start the story. But it's just a good background trailer, I guess. to know that we keep getting drawn back to each other. And I say this because, again, there's a part of me that misses being connected to this person, even though it was just for a short time. But the impact and influence that that time had on me, and then a lot of people around me, and it's been like 6 years since that interaction. I think 5. It's going on 6, but that's a good energy because again, it's been a few more interactions in between those years. It's been about 5. But anyways, going back is not a bad thing. Going back and taking cycles just means you're dealing in a new language. Sorry. The new language is like looking at a circle. Instead of measuring in degrees, 360 degrees of a circle, you can measure it in 4 radians of a circle. So it's understanding differences of the same thing, taking a step back, and that's like knowing that even if you don't want to have a spouse who cheats on you or lies or who's distant or emotionally abusive or emotionally unavailable or whatever, knowing that you don't want that also puts you in a position of knowing how to prevent that without changing and forcing differences upon that person. You can take a step back and observe. And even if it might be hard, even if it might be permanent, even if it might be temporary, knowing that you got to take a step back and give space is important. But when you appreciate that you need that, then you can appreciate that need of the other person to require that too, even if they don't feel like it. Which is okay because you can have space together, occupying space together on a team. So that's what I hope. I don't know if it's the great hope or not, but I've gotten better. And I hope that, I mean, just by her being in my energy, even when she's not in my energy, I've gotten better. So the hope is that why not come together consciously and aware and just be together, work together, work on space together, work on connection together. Again, I think it's because her. I said this in the other video. For me in particular, I think she has a Scorpio North Node. Just an intuition, and I have an Aquarius North Node, which means I don't know where her house placement is, but for me, what it means is if this person truly has a moon sign in Leo, the dark side of her heart is what she sees in me. But because I'm already trajector and pointed to the lighter side or the light side of her heart, she doesn't know how to interact with that because, again, it would be the opposite side to her emotions that nobody can see. So, in other words, me being me makes her heart feel so full, but she can never let nobody know that because it's an emotional thing that she would hide away due to the type of moon sign she has. That's a little deep, but the reason why I say that is because that's real astrology, man. You got to see the geometric trigonomic function between these 3 spaces interacting upon one another in a 4th place called time. As something, as something, being an end object in space and time. Taking a step back and seeing the snake instead of saying, "Ooh, that's a snake." No, it's a python. No, it's a viper. You can get more in tune with it by seeing how it behaves externally to your own perception. So this is a long gap. Again, I intended on this being its own thing, but because I haven't done a love story in a while, I think that's why I'm telling this background. So yeah, these are intended on being longer, long form content. So let's actually get to the story. Yeah, I hope you're listening. I hope you're watching. I hope you can feel like it's actually safe enough for you to come. And it's not the way you've been trying. I think you've been trying. You think you've been trying. I think you've been trying if you're hearing this. You ain't been trying. You've been satisfying your ego in attempts. Nope. You just need to do something different because you got space and opportunity to. But I recommend expanding. And that way you'll get a full 360 point of view. It's not what you think. Just like me, there's something that I'm missing, and it's not what I think. I'm sure you can see it for me, like I can see it for you. So, anyways, maybe somebody needs to hear that so they can appreciate their partner like that too. It's full of love, man. Let me actually see. I'm gonna see where the full moon is tonight. So it's a harvest moon, and it's in Libra. That makes so much sense for me. Coming into this balanced energy emotionally, the balance between the North Node and the South Node, and that is your present mode or mood. So, all right, let's get on this love story. So, what's the overall energy for this love story? All right, we got the Eight of Candles. Movement. Whoop. Judged movement. Oh, so this is people want to say divine judgment, divine timing, but then they want to say time doesn't exist. Which one is it, motherfuckers? Which one is it? Does time exist or not? Or is time an illusion? If time is an illusion, how can there be divine timing? Let's think a little bit deeper. Let's try, please. Time has to exist if there's divine timing. Divine points of interaction, really. But I believe that time exists. So, what does that have to do with it? This time, there's movement happening. Where's this movement? Where's this movement? Oh, this movement is happening slowly but surely. Oh, and it's the Empress energy that's making the move. What does that mean? Well, the Empress energy making a move is showing us that it's a move that is well calculated. It's a move that's created. It's a move, I'm hearing checkmate. It's a move to, be the end goal. I'm hearing fear. This person is afraid that things won't work out again. But this person needs to know, oh, well, it's because they see you as the star. And this is back. They know you're the star. I'm hearing, they love you so much that it makes them afraid because they don't know you. And because they don't know you and because they're so afraid, it brings them to this slow and steady, everything needs to be perfect, like going on a first date kind of vibe. I just want to be perfect. But then because they're looking at perfection so much, it's like this person is causing and creating problems for themselves. They can't see that you already view them the same way they view you, but you are more chill about it. You know, you look good, they look good. You know they all gushy and mushy on the inside. You know you all gushy and mushy on the inside, but you cool with it, and they are getting used to it. They're not used to that. They don't know how to feel feelings as feelings. I think they really know how to express themselves and feel and emote themselves, but I don't think they know how to sit in the emotions of the fact that just having an emotion. If this person for me is actually having a north node in a water sign, and then if her moon sign is actually a fire sign, you gotta understand that's a hard dynamic. I get it, baby. I understand it. If you are a fire sign and you're trying to express yourself as an emotion or water sign, that seems so contradictory, but you gotta start to understand things in a new way, like a freezer burn. Think of a like freezer burn or cool fire or flame that's cool to touch. That's the idea. It's magical. You gotta have that belief. You already got it though. You already got it. So you have to trust in the space that you allow it to exist in. That's the emotion that you're searching for. Come talk to me. We can get more deep into this. We can use it as content to inspire a new change in your platform. Same with you. You can make sure that you give your partner or potential partner a platform or an area of space to freak the fuck out. To be that trust. They know you can, but I think you gotta know you can too and show that. So when they come in here, try not to make mistakes, and then they make hella more mistakes, you can just be like, ah, that's my Pookie Bear. Fucking making messes. Here you go. I already knew you was gonna happen. I already got paper towels ready because I knew you was gonna spill it. Again, love that person. Cause it's just the baby, it's the toddler version of them that's trying to be all cool and suave and not make mistakes. It's the youthful side of them that wants to come out and play because your starhood inside of you forces that part out of them. It's like, damn, I don't even know why I'm doing this. And so, because that part of them wants to grow up, it's like their conscious mind is forcing them to grow up. And it's like an 8-year-old trying to be a 14-year-old. You know, trying to grow up and be something instead of just being. Fuck it, it's okay if you like toy cars and Barbie dolls. You're 8. You don't need to be making TikToks and shit, you know, and doing emote dances and all of that. No, you can be okay with being a fucking 8-year-old who like baby dolls. Even though you're a 32-year-old woman. It's okay to allow that space inside of you. You have to know how to let that space be okay with being inside of you too. That's hard. That's holding on and you want to burn it away. Let it burn as a infinite fuel. Think the sun. The sun doesn't consume. It shines and burns a light because it's in fusion or in union. It's not breaking things down anymore. Or it's not water trying to hold a space, but water does that. It either occupies a space or it holds a volume of space. It fixes itself to the container. So instead of trying to change the container, you should fix yourself on having a space for this pyramid to fit, for this rod to fit, for this pentacle to fit, for this cup to fit in the cabinet, the right spot for the knife inside the drawer. You have to make the space and organize the space to where you can fit it inside and it can remain. I think this person has been trying to figure that out, how to shape the space to fit you, but you're the star. You can't fit a star in a space because the star says there's distance between us. It's just the sun. But this person in the star energy is living in the star light, meaning I'm shining as the sun, a fusion and a union within oneself, and I'm doing it in a way that creates space and distance between people, but I can still interact with people. That means that internal light creates more internal condensed space. Your core. Think of the Earth's surface and then go deeper, deeper, deeper into the core. That core is what's unified, and that core is what shines the light out. And so you can be around people, places, and things and shine your light, but you don't burn like the sun does in a hot summer day. It's because you created more distant space, so it's light energy that's shining instead of the heat or the fire. Tempering that passion in a new way. Lots of information from these 3 cards. It's crazy. Huge story. New emotions. You got new emotions coming in. And of these new emotions that's being established, I like to, when in this deck, I like to say this is a big ass cup. Big ass cup. That's what it is. You got the emotions coming through in a big ass cup with the Queen of Potions. You make this person feel. You make this person's emotional space grow, and they limit it. They limit their emotional space while you're making it grow. So they're fighting with it. So they're going to have to make a move into appreciating the new, bigger space that they have in order to allow for more star light to shine through. I got a bigger telescope now so I can see more stars in space. I got a bigger, better lens. Now I can see better. Just like with glasses, just like with contact lenses. The lens from what you perceive these things through is still attached to an object called a telescope, a scope, a way to see distance. By you creating distance in your telescope makes you see and project more distance outside of you. So you gotta go inside and you gotta allow for more space. And that starts with the idea of having more space, having more volume to hold this space, having enough confidence to know that the space can expand even if you don't have enough. That's important because I don't think this person thinks they have the capacity to receive all of you. But they do. They got to understand that that capacity grows with you. Everything can start over. You don't need to have the things of the past anymore because you can create more for the future. You already know that. But does your person? Does your person know that they can let go and then gain so much more? I don't think they believe in that. Oh, but it's just this time. It's time for them to believe that because they've already been shown that. They already know that. It's already been announced many times. It has been shown and proven that this person is only going to love you and it's only going to help you grow. And the same thing with you. You're only going to love them. It's only going to help them grow. But the fear behind one of you stepping into that is the problem. And it's the fear of what they will grow into. So using me, I'm afraid of how great and awesome I will be, and then I'm gonna get bored. But it's not the boredom of the fact that I'm great and awesome, it's the boredom of continuously being great with the support. So I feel like the other side is the fear of lack of freedom, restraint, their own desires to never see their friends and only hang out with you. That is their fear. They'll lose their social life. And it's the exact opposite. You're afraid to gain a social life, and they're afraid to lose their social life. You're afraid to gain or to lose your peace and independence and dependency upon another, and they're afraid to gain dependency and peace upon one other instead of a assortment of things. You got to get in tune with it. So the Queen of Wands, this says making a decision. There's going to be a decision that's being made of which way to go. And this person knows that no matter which decision they make, it is going to be good, but they know which one is going to be longer versus shorter. In other words, this person has the internal candlelight, but they're still choosing to go down a path of left or a path of right. And there's no need to because they're always going to come back again. It's always going to be retracted back to each other, re-attracted back to each other. And the idea is the reason why this is the case is because the light being shown between the both of you is burning at the same brightness. It has the same luminescence. So you become a what you call binary star system. Somebody's afraid to be that, so it keeps themselves separated and dimming at lower levels of light, even though they're both doing it. You're both doing this. It's just the fact that y'all do it in different ways, and then y'all probably judge each other on how you do it, i.e., always being around people in a social life versus always being around yourself in a exclusionary life, let's say. Both people in the situation at hand, though, are coming down with the understanding of, okay, I need to take action. But you're already decided, I get that's the energy, taking action for what? emotional contentment and fulfillment. That means I got my emotions plus extra, and I'm giving away emotion. I got all the extra, and I'm so good with myself that guess what? It happens because of you. It's happening because you know how to think about each other. In other words, I'm always considerate. Because you have this consideration of one another, you can always start brand new, which is why you guys keep coming back to each other new. Every cycle that you go through, you're new people. Every full moon cycle that you either leave or that you stay or you come back towards, you guys are still considerate of one another. It's fucking crazy. So imagine if you guys were actually interacting with each other on a daily and a physical. You will be so considerate of each other's time. You wouldn't try to force other people into your life or force other energies into these spaces when you want them and then let them go when you don't because they're temporary. You won't allow for those things any further because it will allow for you to remain true because you know that you're considerate and somebody's being considerate of you. I'm saying that because this is an example from one of the other readings, but the idea is when you expand on a radial space, again, 4 radians in a circle, I believe, or 4 to 8, something like that, when you expand at a radial rate, you already know that you're multiplying by some irrational figure. So it will be irrational for somebody to support me. It will be irrational to trust in somebody being considerate of my feelings, my expectations, my knowledge, my know-how. It would be irrational for that to be that, but that's what love would be. Irrational. Putting your whole faith and trust that somebody will help you do the shit when you can't do it on your own self. Trusting that if I take a step up and I miss the step, somebody will make a step for me to where I can be supported again and catch my balance. Consideration of one another. It's amazing. That's because you guys both have been tempering your own selves. You've been becoming the king of potions, knowing how to pass out that big ass cup, knowing how to share from that emotional aspect because you've been balancing the two cups within yourself. The masculine energy, the feminine energy, both of those things have been coming together in order for you to make sure that you can see your own big ass cup at the bottom. And so these two little cups, this masculine and feminine energy within your one self, creates a potion that is either venomous to some or antidote to others. No matter which way you swing it, no matter which way you flow it, the idea is that you've balanced within your own row and flow. So now you can keep on rowing your boat and you can maintain your own flow as you row on down the stream. 6 of potions. You've balanced the emotions from the past, and you make this person balance their emotions for the past. You help them balance their emotions from the past too. Not only do you balance them, you know how to de-root the things of the past. Look at all those roots or those weeds inside of those old cups. You've cleaned out the closet. Wanted to show upside down. Let's see. Look, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Ooh, upright. Wanted to go upside down. But guess what? The intuition shows that where you're moving at emotionally is the key. So as you're following your passions and you're balancing all of this newfound emotional energy from the past, cleaning out the closet, got new space, now you're moving with this emotion to a new place, knowing that you got the light shining from within you because you've removed the things that was blocking the light. Now the emotions can lead you down the way, whether they're going to be upright or down, whether they're going to turn out good or bad. You now trust in yourself a lot more, which is allowing this person to trust in themselves more. But because they're already trusting themselves more, they're allowing them to trust you more. And now that movement through passion can have trust in the space that is required through the considerations of one another. Y'all know each other a little bit better because your energies have known different versions of each other. And now, because on the energetic scale, you know the difference is when you come into person, you have enough space to see the energetic changes within you both because of the simple fact that you've experienced them already. So now you can be considerate of the physical needs to help support that person's energetic needs. And when those energetic needs are here, now you can see further because you got that irrational faith that something got your back. Trust in your teammate, and you are moving back to back. I'll watch the north side, you watch my south side, and we'll keep each other's back safe. That's what you're moving towards. And that brings you both emotional security within themselves. And now takes you from the 6 to just the 3, but because it's your 3 times their 3, you get 9 altogether on both sides. That's fucking tight. You get to keep each other's back. You get to keep each other's devil in check. You get to protect each other's from their own dark sides. And you get to support and be considerate of each other's dark sides. Why? Because you know how it feels to not have the dark side. It just forces itself out, busts through the seams, gets drunk and greedy with its own desires. But because you have energetic space, you have one of these jars up here called consideration. So you can consider that other person when they are yelling, even though they don't want to yell. When they're mad, even they're annoyed is what I'm hearing. And they get the slight annoyances. Those are the things that really will fuck y'all up because all I did was try to help you and you mad. Now you guys can balance that. Yes, I don't want to hear you right now. I don't want to fucking listen to this. I don't want to do that. But you can. You can say that and then you can say, I'm sorry I didn't want to do it 5 minutes ago. Now I can do it 6 minutes later. Wasn't ready to hear you right now. And you can be like, I know that's cool. I love you. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry for pushing you. I'm not sorry for telling you. I'm sorry you felt that way, but I'm here. I'm supporting you. Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean you're wrong. Just because you faltered didn't mean you were wrong. You have space for those things because you're allowing for those things to be seen within you, and you tempered those things, and every single one of these bottles are tempered to the right prescription. So now energetically you can exchange all of these different bottles with one another, but it'll be antidotes for whatever you got going on in this devil world. Antidotes instead of poison. Because you've already balanced it energetically by being away. Now as you move towards each other in the physical world, it's just smooth sailings. You know how to work as a team. That's beautiful. I like to show the jumpers. The jumper right here is the 6th presence you're sharing with yourself. All right. And now you have this newfound action because you've been sharing with yourself. And now because you've been more abundant with yourself by sharing more with yourself, you now can see the light. Again, that's beautiful to see because this is the candlelight that is moved with the Queen of Wands, or the King of Candles in this case. But the Queen of Candles, she is the one who is seeing the energy, seeing the light, seeing through the dimness. She shines her own light brightly no matter what. So now, because the light is shining between both of you, you guys can see the light of the relationship, and then that brightens you up individually, which now make you even happier, even with the bad. And now you stepping into a whole new world. This whole new world is actually coming in towards you. It's like a collision course. It's like a meteor of newness coming in that's going to be holistic all around you. It's allowing you to move throughout space and remain the spacious people that you have. In other words, binary star system. It allows you to step into an rotation that will allow you to reorientate throughout space, called orbit. You can be around each other. So again, energetically, you can be around each other because energetically, you know what it feels like to not be around each other. even when the interactions have been so distal through time and through space. So, because of these distances in different areas, you can now start to see those things come together because you tempered those distances within yourself. In other words, you learned how to live alone, you learned how to live without. Now it's just a positive when you can live with. If you know how to keep your house clean by yourself, and if you know how to keep your house clean with another, then it wouldn't matter if you know how to clean your house with or without that person. You know how to keep your house clean. That is the idea. So, but because this person is coming in considerate of your clean house, now this person can keep your house clean with you and save you some energy, even though it'll be irrational. It'll be irrational for this person to clean up after you, but they do it. It'll be irrational for you to clean up after that person, but you do it. But that makes the clean house more rational now. The house being clean. Cleaning in and of itself being a forefront because it allows for both parties to be considerate of one another. This is the cleanliness of this newfound relationship. It's because we know that we're going to get dirty eventually, but you know you got to wash your dishes. It'll be nice for somebody else to wash my dishes for me sometimes. It'll be nice for somebody to cook me dinner instead of me always cooking dinner. It will be nice for me to not have to pay this bill and then somebody else pay it. It will be nice for me to go and not have to walk the dog, take the dog out for a walk, cleaning up poop and stuff, and then have the happy dog come home to me, missed me, kind of thing. That would be nice. So, same thing with children. Same thing with family members. Same thing with anything that you can do as a partnership inside a relationship. You're now willing to do it because you know you can do it for yourself. You know they can do it for themselves, but you know you want to do it for each other. You're racing to see who can be the best to one another. I think it's tight. I felt like that wasn't supposed to fall. But there's announcements being made. So, as these new announcements are being made, it looks like these changeable things are happening in a way that will allow you to be great for your own self. But because you're making this announcement, I think there's energies that are sensing this too, and they're also making an announcement. I'm hearing, sirens and alarm bells going off. So it's like maybe these energetic exchanges of union and movement towards union is causing alarm bells to go off with other people. Environments, changes, trying to force things to happen that shouldn't happen because they can anticipate some things happening. But they can't stop it because, again, it's too considerate of one another and of others. You can't stop somebody when they helped you. And if you do, they don't feel bad because all they did was just try to help you. So they move the fuck on, no problem. You put yourself in a position to where you can lose good things. So because you're taking that point of view, you're allowing those friends who want to sabotage the situation, the environments that want to sabotage the situation, those thoughts, those emotions that want to hold the situation back, you're allowing those things just to go to the wayside because you're considerate of another person now, just energetically, which means that you have that same energy that you're considerable of as well. I don't think you guys have had this thoughtful consideration for a person before. And I think this is causing this person to change because they actually see that you care enough to think about so much. They see that you are taking action. Even if you're not together, you haven't been just wasting time. You haven't been not having the things that they want for no fucking reason. You've been working your ass off in the other areas that they didn't think that they needed. But because when they do need it, you'll be so good at it, they're gonna bow you the fuck out of it, And again, it's causing tower moments. They see that you can already hit them in these vulnerable spots, and you don't even have access to it. You're not even there. You're not even knowing. You're just doing that shit. And it's so thoughtful that they feel like it's like super specific to them. I hear a lot of other readers say like, oh, if they might be feeling like you're doing spell work. It's still just a mental projection. That's the mind game. That's the mental spell work that is at hand. Thought projections, energetic exchanges being projected upon another, carrying information ritually. No. Now they see that you've been thinking about us instead of a me or a them. You're putting the relationship on a pedestal, the interactions of the behaviors on a pedestal. Those are the things that you've been placing into the hands of the Most High, which is the changes that you see in nature called these cycles. And in this cycle of full moon, we know that we're in exchanging balance. So this person is now seeing the balance within you and the balance that they did not see in themselves when they looked at you. You complete them, you complete me. But it's the thought of having that completion which is causing a tower moment. It's like, damn, I didn't even know. So not only have you been thinking about me, you've been thinking about yourself, and we can help other people with this thoughtfulness, this thoughtful consideration. Crazy how you helping yourself can now help others, and now by you helping yourself and presenting it in a way that can also help others, now you both realize how you can help more people together because your people help you realize how much you help yourself. Tower moment. They just person thought they was doing it by themselves, but they realized you've been doing it your way too. And it hasn't been just for yourself. So her ways is helping her and other people. Your ways is helping you and other people. But now you're realizing that when you put both ways together, because you're just other people, both of your ways are helping each other. And that's what's keeping that space to where you become a binary star system occupying the same space at the same time. You're not two different MCs anymore. You're the same now because you both are helping your environments. And so if you're in each other's environments and you're both helping each other's environments, you're just getting help from each other by being proximal now. And because you can get closer and closer and remain and get deeper and deeper in the helping of others and others, now you can see the expansion. This motherfucking reading is deep. I need to put the music back on. All of these notifications. Oh, the live went off. No wonder. All right. So, transforming where you're going to find your new responsibilities. And the new responsibilities that you're transforming where they come from are happening from the moon. The moon is allowing brand new emotions to come up. And when these brand new emotions and passions come up, you once before thought they would be too much of a burden, but you're transforming that idea because now these aren't burdens, these are chosen responsibilities. I'm going to clean up the kitchen and the bathroom. While in the kitchen, I'm going to focus on the floors and wipe the cabinets. And these are my responsibilities. And then you can wash the dishes, you can rinse the dishes, you can hang up the dishes. Or we can do something different. You sweep the floor, I mop the floor. You wash the dishes, I dry the dishes and put them away. Like, there is responsibilities that are being changed now because you now see the change in carrying that responsibility. It's still a burden for some. Damn, I gotta clean up. I gotta clean dishes. I'm saying dishes because I used to hate cleaning dishes, hate them motherfuckers. Still do, but I'll clean them just for you. And that's myself. I have to clean my own dishes. I live by myself. But then I would do it for another person too. Because, again, I just have the habit of cleaning dishes now. So now instead of having the habit and the burden of cleaning dishes, I can have the habit and the responsibility of cleaning the dishes sometimes, most of the times, instead of all the times. Transformation because newfound space from the subconscious mind. I'll drive all the time if I need to. I already like it. Guess what? It'll be nice sometimes when I don't have to. And it's the same thing on the flip side. You hate driving. Well, guess what? You only got to do it sometimes now. Transforming the burden into a purposeful responsibility. That was the Empress card. Again, when these cards are falling, I feel like these are energies coming down. And that is what's allowing this person to move towards you. Or for you to move towards them with a newfound feeling of fortune. Oh yeah, I hit the jackpot kind of vibe. Okay. It still seems like the Five of Potions is stopping a person, but this person is getting over the fact that they're stopped because they're realizing that they're being birthed new steps. You are providing this person with steps in a way that they didn't think was possible because there's no physical interaction. This person energetically knows that you support them because, again, going back to you supporting yourself in your environment, they are a person in your environment. And because they're a person in your environment and because you help yourself and your environment, they're being helped. And because they're being helped, they're transitioning from that feeling of, oh, parts of me just got to do it by myself and I'm hurt and there's nobody to build. But then they take a look up and they can see all the steps on the stairwell. They can see the spiraling tower with its top blown off. The light at the end of the tower. Because they can see that energy now, because there were missing steps before, and now they got the steps because they're in your environment. You birthed these things for this person to now temper those last two cups. But they've already been tempered. So I'm not saying you saved this person. What I'm saying is the part of them that stopped their movement, you gave them the boost up, the leg up, the step up in order to actually get to moving towards you. But it wasn't because you were like, hey, fucking use this. It was because you was like, I need to use this for me and my environment now can benefit. And I'm seeing how those exchanges work. And now because this person is in your environment, even energetically, they get in the help that they need too. And now they can see the step and the boost. And then when they get close to you, you'll be able to boost up your steps in the same spots that make you feel like you're in the Five of Cups as well. Crazy. Here's how crazy this is. The Seven of Candles. And the Seven of Candles is a little bit different from this one. The Seven of Candles is normally one of conflict, with you standing, having the highest, standing on the top of the mountain, looking down at all the passions trying to get to you. This one here, you're all in one candle holder, which means that you have now put all of the conflict into a single space, but it's not the conflict, it's the reflection of you as you exude the solutions for each conflict. You now have it as one. So because this person can now see all of their problems as just problem, they don't have to value one or others. They can prioritize. Again, I'm going to put the bigger candle in the middle versus the smaller candle on the right. They can prioritize certain things. The idea is they know that they can exchange things on one foundation now. And again, it's been birthed by you allowing them to see not the individual candles, but now the holder of the candles. Excuse me. I don't know if this music want to keep going off on purpose. It keeps pausing like somebody touching it. Ain't nobody touching you. I'm just gonna change it up to see.
Kamala Harris was raised to take action. Whenever she saw something that was unfair, her mother would ask.
I feel like I don't even need all of these cards to finish the story. because I feel like the same thing's kind of been vibing, but it's showing you guys different things. Again, new thoughts, receptive thoughts, complementary thoughts, things that are opposite to one another, but equal. Oh, exactly. So, instead of taking on the burdens of having all of these obstacles to do by yourself, instead of understanding these things of the past, which put you in a position to where you have to reflect newness of new work in order to get yourself out, now you can just receive because you got a mirror reflection of yourself, which automatically fills in the space that you don't have. Because both people in this one space are looking at the mutual benefit of the team. And because we're in sync as a team, we can overcome these boundaries together and just keep working for each other as we work for ourselves, which then brings us into a period of not just self reflection, but self protection. Showing each other how to defend each other's more. So then when we expand individually, we'll know how to give more to each other because we're giving more to ourselves. And the reason why we can give more to ourselves is we can see more kinds and types of people who benefit from the one unique self that we're creating moment to moment. Because we're creating this new self and we're helping new versions of other people, we gotta understand that we're helping different versions of our spouse now, our lover, this person who's on our mind. And because this person can benefit from our help, of us helping ourselves, oh, what more can you ask for? But for love and honesty and truth. A gift, a present. The Ace of Presents and the Ace of Sneakers. Talk about a gift, a thoughtful gift, a considerate gift. Gift just what you needed. Just what I needed. That's what I needed. Yes. How did you know? You read my mind. We are in sync. We're on the same page. Woo. That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. How much more gorgeous can you get? This one or that one, this way or that way. Doesn't matter which way, you're balancing always now. You can help each other balance out the ways and areas that you normally didn't know how. Helping each other, be great even when you have distractions trying to detriment you into a new place. You have the new ability to say and speak the differences into your life. Call that shit out. By calling it out, you bring acknowledgement to it, you put a light on it, and it flees. Calling it out, and you're helping each other do that because things that are projected upon others are not the other. It's the projection. And because you know you don't have to project upon another now, you can just say they're living and that life can be beneficial to you. You just now have to look for the benefit in that situation. And because you're considerate of one another, you can see these things be balanced even when they seem to be distractions. So because now you can take this new emotion, you can move it, okay, from the past, you're moving it from the past, you're allowing yourself to be playful in your new approach with the emotions that you're bringing. Playful in the approach the new emotion that you're bringing, because you realize that you can bring your own big ass cup. You don't need these little 7 cups here. You are the 8th cup, which can be anything. You can be the antidote or the poison. And because you know that, you're choosing which interactions you want to have now, which is allowing you to be more playful in life because you know that you don't need to entertain at all. You can entertain what entertains you. And that's to help you bring in this show into this next person. Here, this is closing down on the last few cards. So now you got these presents that you want to share. I think this person wants to share their presence with you. They want to be around you. They love you so much, I'm hearing. They love you so much. They want to gift you with everything. They don't understand how much of a gift it is just to have you in their life. So they're trying to give you something, but just you being there is enough. So all the extra is just bonus money, bonus money. Bonus cup, bonus cup. You good with your 3 cups. You know how to be the big cup, and you know how to understand the small cup over here and the small cup over here. The masculine cup over here, the feminine cup over there. You know how to get that and pour it into one big ass cup to present it. But they're saying, I got you. Here's some extra. I'm going to take a few burdens off of your plate, and now you can enjoy your responsibilities.
All senior citizens can apply for the 2004 food allowance card. Hundreds of people have already.
And they can do it on an intuitive basis, which means that they are more applicable to the changes that you actually are going through, even without you speaking them. So again, by them being in your environment, it's letting them see you grow, which means it's helping them grow because the environments are changing. And you're in each other's environments. So now we're at the 7 of Candles. And this tells us that in this 7 of Candles, there's one who always stands tall, you know, and of this one who stands tall, this is the center candle. There's something outside of y'all that helps y'all grow and keep yourselves flowing. And in the flow of your growth, it allows you to remain. This is like being focused on the marriage opposed to a burden or responsibility within the marriage. It's allowing you to say, we are the team first before we're anything else. It's allowing us to stay focused, stay balanced in our movement towards one another. Stay balanced in our own cup, our big ass cup. Which takes us to all the passions that help us continuously balance our cup. Become the retired vet, but then switching gears into the new area, and then also becoming the greatest, and then retiring as the veteran in that new space, which is allowing us to jump ship to another area and repeat the same process again, and go through these cycles of within, or the radiance that we can exude through the irrationalities of having support from our spouse. So, as this person is moving towards you, what messages do we need to know about this person coming in? What messages do we need to know? This person is the emperor of their own life. This person is the yin to your yang, as you're the yang to their yin. They're just the personification of one of these. So this person coming in as the emperor, we've already established that you're the empress creating and proliferating these new things around you. It's now about a matter of time to see this person come in and let them balance your spaces. Let them balance the spaces that they have within you, even if it's coming in a complete different way. It's allowing you to be peaceful in all the things that you do because you now know how to present yourself in a new way. But it's still you, it's actually more of you. And it's more of you because you're choosing to take the fullest action of being yourself, being authentic in yourself, showing yourself that you can be all of yourself, which is allowing this person to be more of themselves, which allows each other to grow. The hidden emotions come through, but we are in control of our changes so we can control our expansion. And as we expand, we get new awarenesses, and as we expand with other people, we get support in those awareness changes. So this person is bringing you support in all the changes that you're making as you do you. as you become brand new, they're supporting you in ways that allow you to be you, and even when you fall, even when you need to take a rest, even when you know the answer but you can't birth the answer, they're allowing you to do so. They're being that strong opposite energy that you need whenever you need it. I like to always say the emperor and the empress are all the kings and queens put together. The king is all the kings and queens put together. The empress is all the king and queens put together. Both of these two, the king or the queen, the king and the queen energy, they come together to make an emperor or an empress. Those 8 parts, king and queens, come together to make these 2 parts. But that together, the emperor and the empress, takes it from being 8 and 8 to 64. The reason why it multiplies is because you have all of those interactions now of the kings and queens on the man side, the kings and queens on the feminine side. And now when you interact, there's a lot of intermingling between those 16. And when you have 16 over here plus 16 over there, you get a new thing called 32 called the relationship. But the person inside the relationship and the other person inside the relationship multiply those things together and get a 64, a new doubling of the whole relationship. So that can either be supportive or degenerative, unsupportive. Either way it goes, it's finding balance between the two, but it's knowing that you got a lot of pieces that come together. But because you can intuitively know these things about one another, it's allowing you to stay true to the movements towards one another. Whew. All right. What's our final message? 2 of Cups. That's not our final message. These are her final messages. Okay. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 7 of Presents. What this is saying is that as we're gifting each other, we're realizing that the gifts that we're bringing are the emotional fulfillments of one another, but the emotional fulfillments of one another is being balanced as an exchange between you and some other. So what that means in regards of this interaction is that you both trust that you are the gift to one another to exchange with. Here's another way. By exchanging each other, you are providing immense amount of emotional support, the 10 of Cups, for both of each other, which yields gifts for both of you. Both sides of the coin shows you that you're good for each other. Both sides of the coin says it's been hard for you to feel good enough for yourself as a separate one another. Am I good enough for my wife? Am I good enough for my husband? You are, because you make you better. You are because you making you better makes them better. You are because the efforts of both of you working on yourselves creates a 10 of Cups. And in the 10 of Cups between yourselves and each other allows for gifts to pop out. Like kids, like dogs, like houses, like grandchildren, like trust funds, like memories. All of these things come together to proliferate a newfound appreciation and joy between each other and yourselves. So, don't be afraid of the devil. Trust that now the devil should be afraid of you. For the simple fact that it's not just you, it's not just both of you, it's also the love in between. So, keep moving towards each other, man. Y'all need it. The world needs it. And I want to see it. So, I love you all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Peace.